morning.
Good morning.
Coffee in the woods.
In our property.
Coffee on our property. And the sun's coming out a little bit.
Yeah, it's about time. It's been pretty dreary out here.
It's been kind of a wet season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was very dry. This year, very wet.
Yes. So this is our second year at our property.
Welcome. Finally.
We tried to do this a couple times already, and we've been having camera issues, which is why we haven't filmed much up here to begin with, was fear of camera issues. We're in the woods. You can't film something, check it immediately, see what came out, what didn't come out. You gotta wait, and then you gotta wait a week to refilm. So it was a little frustrating. So we didn't do any last year for that reason. Then we started to try it this year, and then turned out to be true. We had camera issues, and you don't find out for a week, and then you get frustrated. So
yeah, we filmed a little bit last year, but not a lot. I mean, mostly because we were doing so much work. And then, I bought us a new camera because I got kind of jazzed to film, and then I thought I was just technologically inept, and it turns out I bought a counterfeit memory card, and it kept erasing all of our filming, and I got very mad. And so then we didn't film for a little while, other than shorts. I've done YouTube, the shorts for YouTube.
Yeah, you've been having fun doing the shorts.
But that's been a lot of nature.
You know, it was big update last year. We're back. And then nothing. We actually did film something where we were making milk.
Oh,
We made cheese and butter from goat's milk, which is very expensive. And I went to edit it, and I edited it into a comprehensive video, and it was boring as shit, so I didn't post it. We might try something up here over the fire, maybe while we're doing other stuff. The short of it is you boil milk and you get cheese, and you just watch a pot boil. It was very boring. We tried doing it. It was a rainy day. We did it in the kitchen, and I edited it like, I wouldn't watch this. I'm not posting this. Like, even as they didn't have shorts then, but even as a short, like, here's a pot with some boiling white shit in it. Like,
right.
It just, no. So, and then shortly after we bought the property and the ball started rolling, and then it was off to the races. We're up here, we're playing, we're doing all sorts of stuff, getting our jumping in head first in the property. So we're back. And then we weren't.
Yeah.
But, so apologies for that. Again, and then shorts started coming out. I'm sure people are going, oh, they're trying to capitalize on shorts. No, we've just been having fun with them. There are things we can film with our phones, and that's all we can use our phones for up here because we don't get reception, which is actually great. No one can call in the middle of anything. So, we film some shorts, have some fun, get to share little tidbits about camp, and we're hoping to do some more with showing camp. As you can see, woods. We have 8 acres up here, which is nice. We'd like more, of course. Doesn't everyone want more? But now we've expanded our Viking land holdings. Ooh, the smoke. This is ominous.
Thanks, Fire Pit. Ominous. Appreciate it.
Going through the smoke. Ooh.
So we bought the property in March of 22, so last spring. And that was, if you watch the one video I made, the quick walkthrough, there's the field right off the driveway, and we started camping there. And then we've just spent a ton of time pushing back into the woods. And we made a little more living space up here now with a fire pit and day shades and outhouse. And
clearing little by little. Yep, had to dig an outhouse. Our 2 main commodities up here are stones and small trees. So it was an untended 8 acres. And there's a lot of small saplings that are just not going to make it. So it's going to provide us a lot of poles and, of course, burnable wood. We're mostly burning buckthorn. We have a lot of buckthorn. If you're not familiar with that, after this video, look up buckthorn on YouTube. There's a lot of them, and they're educational and interesting. So if you're wondering about why we're cutting down the entire forest, buckthorn's an invasive species we're mostly cutting down. And then we're cutting down a lot of the saplings that just aren't going to make it anyway, because it is a very overgrown forest. So it's more forest management. Of course, we thank the woods and thank the forest for all it provides, but we also need to murder part of it. So
I built some fairy houses. It's okay.
Yes, we do give offerings to the fae of the woods. And I haven't seen any trolls. I'd imagine we would have by now because it's rocks. This is all rocks. It's a glacier. I forget what they call it. Glacier go through bajillions of years ago, and it left us, like digging the outhouse took 2 weeks because of the rocks.
Everything takes longer here.
Yeah, there was a small video, Alfer and I yanking a big ass rock out of the ground. Like that's pretty much any digging project starts with that. Or is that at some point? Like it looks like a nice patch, you start digging, there's a big rock in the bottom of it. So, yeah.
Oh, look at the sun flare.
That's, ooh, Michael Bay would be happy. Solar flare. Yeah, so we have rocks, we have sticks, a lot of walking sticks. I don't know, maybe we'll start selling them. We don't have a merch page, but if you come to the property, we'll sell you a stick or a stone, and they may break your bones.
We start selling them on the Etsy site. There's nothing there.
We could. We'll see. If you like what we do and want to support the channel, I don't know how Patreon works. Just write your name on paper American currency and give it to your nearest raven and say, this is for Ralph and Landon. They'll know who you're talking about. They're up here yelling at us all the time and ratting us out to Odin. Like we hear them.
They spy on us constantly.
Surprised we haven't heard them yet today. They're always telling Odin, they're sitting down again. They're not working. Like, taking a break. Leave me alone.
It's coffee time. Chill out.
Yeah, right.
We do everything up here
complaining.
pretty
Off
much
the cross
by
and
hand.
eat the lumber.
It's hard work.
Yes, everything's by hand. We built the shed with power tools. We limit power tools mostly because I don't want to get in the middle of a project, have all my batteries run out, and then what? You know. We did a video. I reviewed a lot of the saws I've been using. You know, everyone's using folding saws these days, and they are fun. We have some folding saws and some buck saw, well, frame saws, buck saws. That video didn't come out. I might make another one. I don't like repeating myself, so we'll see. That's happened in the past. I make a video and I go like, oh, we gotta, you know, refilm some of this, or you know, it was a little off. Let's do this, and then I never get back to it because I've done it once. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Again. So, but suffice it to say, a lot of saws, hand saws, axes. All my augers are bent. Don't buy augers from Harbor Freight, but we're gonna get some better augers. I am going to eventually buy a Viking spoon auger. Someone made one based on the Bayou embroidery. Remember, it's not a tapestry, it's an embroidery. Tapestries are sold at head shops. Yeah, so I'm going to get one of those, and that's the crux of having the woods, right? Living archaeology, living history, having fun with it.
Trying it out.
Trying it out. Playing with the tools. You know, I've mentioned before, there's a difference between killing axes and working axes, and boy, is it evident up here. Mm-hmm. You know, I grabbed one of my axes, I've been using it, and it's a killing axe. I mean, it'll split some small stuff and do some tasks, but it's just not made for the task. It's definitely a difference. Mm-hmm. The other thing we learned that I think is prevalent, everything takes longer. You want to talk about
everything takes longer.
Everything takes longer in the woods. Everything takes longer without technology, and it's really eye-opening and great. Like, it seems obvious, right? Of course, you're doing it by hand. Things by hand take longer, but you're like, oh, I need a stick. Well, you got to go find you need a stick of a certain length, of a certain thickness, and, well, you have to make that. Mm-hmm. You just go find one. Like, sometimes you need to grab what you have, carve it down, and, you know, your quick project turns into a 20-minute thing, you know. I made us a goofy paper towel holder last night that took a little longer than it should. I mean, it was pretty quick, but even that.
But you had already cut the rounds that you used for the base, like,
well,
previously.
Yeah.
Most of that
I happened to have a round with a hole that was off-center, but it would work, and I didn't want to, you know, again, my augers are bent, so then I had to carve the end of the stick a particular way because it wasn't a round hole in it, it was an odd shape, so I kind of matched it, and then I had a log round with an off-center, you know, 6-foot stick sticking out of it, so then you got to cut it down to the paper towel length, and that's a little longer, but I wanted it a little longer, so, you know. Yeah, so everything's a thing up here, which is great, because what else are we going to do? Again, we have no technology, so.
You get a real appreciation for how long it takes to really gather firewood, and what that would have been like.
And how long it lasts. You know, you will spend a few hours or even all day, and you're cutting up stuff and logs, and you split some, and you know, you grab the ones you dropped last week that are now more seasoned by at least a week, and they've been dropped, and they'll split a little easier, and then you fill up this big pile, and then you get up in the morning like, oh, we burned all our wood. Like, that did not last. That was a day's work.
Yeah.
So when you think of surviving a winter, like, holy crow. Or
can't.
cooking, when you're cooking on wood. You know, we've done it for years, and you never think of it, because what? You bought a cord of wood.
Yeah.
You know, or you're only gathering stuff for that meal, so you gather a big pile, and often cooking is lower and slower, you know. But if you're heating the house all day and cooking on it, and I mean, you need lumber. I'm surprised they didn't find more pole barns full of leftover lumber, you know.
Right.
Like, where did they keep it? You have the long haul. Where did they keep the lumber? I want to know.
It's
You know,
those silly things.
well, in reality, was the long haul full of lumber? You know, it's 4 families living in there with the cows and the chicken and the goat. Like, no, that was full of lumber. That was a single dude in a house full of lumber. Like, I don't know. It's something. Of course, you know, different lumber, different woods burn differently. Again, we have buckthorn, which is a hardwood, which burns great.
Super hard.
Smaller stuff obviously burns faster, and you know, there's a lot to it. We're gonna discover it all. That's the fun.
Yeah. We're having fun out here.
Yeah. So let us know what else you want to see, what you want to see us do. I know we're gonna do some more sawing, cutting, splitting, batoning.
Yeah, I never know what people might find interesting. So if there's something you want to see us do or talk about, let us know in the comments, because I'll film it if I know what you want to see.
Yeah, we'll keep researching, or if you want us to shut up and just go back to cooking shit, we can do that too. I'll cook a pork loin every weekend for you guys if that's what you want me to do.
I'll
Pulled
walk
pork,
through the woods
pork
with the
loin,
camera.
Pork soup, pork stew, pork kebab.
Yeah, we haven't done
pork
too
sandwich.
many fancy meals up here. A
We haven't
few.
done- Well, we did ribs, we did chicken.
Oh, God, those ribs were good.
They were. We
Chickens, we've done whole chickens a couple times.
Kalishka made us Kievan Rus lasagna.
Boy Scout lasagna.
It was a Boy Scout recipe.
That was
which is-
so good.
That was oddly enough one of my favorite meals.
Yeah,
was
it
that
was.
Lasagna.
It was so different
I ate
from
it for
what you-
breakfast.
Well, it was. I think part of it was so different from what we usually cook
Yeah.
up here
Oh,
or
yeah.
out at camp.
It wasn't just meat and veg, which I
Yeah.
love meat and veg, but
It was something wildly
cheese and
different. Yeah.
carbohydrates. It
Those
was
kebabs
great.
we made the other weekend
The
were really good. We did
kebabs,
shrimp and
Those are great
zucchini.
kebabs. Oh yeah, that shrimp over the fire. Oh, it was so good.
I think
and
the
they're so quick
zucchini
and
was
easy. The zucchini was really
shockingly
good too.
delicious. I mean, I
That's-
always like grilled zucchini, but over the fire, the
Yeah.
smoky fire, it was really good.
Yeah, and boy, again, the buckthorn burns at a lower temperature, so it's great for cooking, but smoking, everything gets a fantastic smoked flavor up here. You know, I think we've done a pork loin up here.
Yeah.
I mind doing another one.
Yeah, we did one
A
last
little
year.
closer to the fire, get that real smoke on it. Oh, and the ribs. Ah.
I think we did one last year for Labor Day.
All right, we got to do some more cooking up here for these people.
Okay.
I want to cook.
Okay. We
All
can do
right.
that. We'll go rummage in the freezer.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Well, till then, let us know if there's anything specific you want to see or not. But share us around, tell your friends. We're going to try to do more videos, and we're going to keep having fun with the shorts because they are fun. They're not just easy, they're fun. Get to show little
They're
tidbits
both.
of the camp. And, of course, the
Easy
dog.
and fun. And the dog, yeah. He's here, too. He's just basking in the sunshine.
Yeah. So, all right. Till then,
Till next time.
keep to know.
Dog in the sun. You're just a dog in the sun. Dog in the sun. Goodbye. He's done with me.